So guys, it's the day 2 for recording the vlog in which I'll be distributing my guidebooks in 10 biggest public libraries of the city. So today we have to cover 6 more libraries. So let's go. So guys, starting with first of all, I'll be going to Lahore Cantonment Board Library. It's a very prestigious and old library existing here from the time of partition. So we are right now on our way to Lahore Cantonment Board Library. After reaching here, I'm feeling a very positive vibe. It's so green and peaceful here, and I'm loving this place. So guys, as you can see that there's nobody here right now, but soon this place will get crowded. I bet you will love this shot. It's so beautifully architect and a very peaceful place. So let's get inside. I went inside of the library and the receptionist is taking a go through of my both the guidebooks. After having a go through of my both guidebooks, the receptionist took me to the librarian with whom I discussed my platform in detail. I told him about the features it includes and the guidebooks. He went through my guidebooks and he was really impressed from the data I put in there, and he wished me best of luck and was really impressed for my work. And thereafter he stamped both the guidebooks, and thereafter I got my guidebooks featured on the main table. After covering the Lahore Cantonment Board Library, I was heading towards my next destination. So I decided to go to Darussalam Library, which is next to Qaid Azam Library, which I covered in the first video. So the librarian was also a heart patient and he could really connect to the cause, and we had a in detail discussion regarding his myocardial ischemia case, and he was really glad to see me doing this stuff. He appreciated my initiative and decided to support me. He stamped my both guidebooks, and thereafter he wanted to go for an urgent piece of work, and I also decided to leave the place, and I pray that he get a long and healthy life. So after covering the Lahore Cantonment Board Library and the Darussalam Library, I decided to go to my next destination. Well, my next destination is so beautiful and a very prestigious institute of my country. It was a matter of great pleasure for me to make my guidebooks available in the library of my city's High Court. Like literally, it's my city's High Court, Lahore High Court, and it's the biggest, the most beautiful, and the most authentic and powerful High Court of my whole country. There were lawyers everywhere, and the black coats were dominating every building. I went to the library, opened the door, and went straight to the reception. I greeted the person and discussed my platform in detail, and he was actually, I have no words how he greeted me and how he appreciated my work, and he stamped 3 pages of my both guidebooks. He stamped the first page, the very last page, and also the very first page of my each guidebook. And I was over the moon at that moment because my guidebooks were getting registered in my country's most powerful high court. Like, once I also used to be a child, and now all of a sudden I'm having my guidebooks registered in the high court of my city. Like, it was a matter of great pleasure for me. I was really thankful to the divine that I'm having the right path, the progressive path, and I pray that I progress in the future even at a greater pace. So, after covering the Lahore High Coast Library, we were done with 7 libraries. 4 we have covered in our previous vlog, and 3 we have covered in this vlog so far. Next up, I was going to the oldest library of my country. It's the Punjab Public Library, which was established in the 19th century. This library is connected to the Lahore Museum, which is the oldest and the biggest museum of the whole country. This time as well, I went to the reception. He attended me, and I was waiting for the officials to come. And this time again, I went through the same procedure. He went through my guidebooks. He appreciated me on my work, and thereafter, he stamped my both the guidebooks. He also stamped the very first page, the middle page, and the last page of my both the guidebooks. But here I want to mention that I had to wait for a very long time because the officer was not available. He had to go for an important meeting, and it took me greater than usual to go through all those steps, like all the procedure. So after having my both the guidebooks stamped, I thanked the officer, and he also appreciated my work, and he ordered his peon to go to the library and put my both guidebooks on the rack. So as you can see the stamps on my guidebooks, he stamped my each guidebook 3 times. In my way towards the library, I had some discussion with the peon as well. He told me about the history of this library and introduced me to every department. Thereafter, I went to the library and he put my guidebooks on the racks. Well, honestly speaking, my guidebook was looking really attractive on the rack because it was of the black color, and with it, everything was so colorful. So every side could easily identify that this is something rare. So after covering the Punjab Public Library, I was already done with my 8 libraries and 2 more were left. Well, honestly speaking, I was feeling really tired at that point because there was a big traffic jam and we had to ride the bike on the footpath to reach our next library. So, next up, I am going to Ewing Memorial Library. So, guys, actually, at that moment, my camera was dead. I couldn't record the library's footage, but I'm sharing with you guys the acknowledgement Gmail which I got from the librarian of Ewing Memorial Library. So, guys, at the very last of my video, I want to mention that I also went to Dayal Singh Trust Library earlier today. I went inside of the library's building, and the person who welcomed me wasn't the librarian. He was the peon, and he acknowledged my work. He read my both guidebooks, but unfortunately, he couldn't register it because the librarian wasn't available. Because there was a power cut in the whole country, and the librarian was on a leave. I recorded the library using my camera and flashlight. I was also running out of the battery, and soon my phone was also about to die. That's why I decided to leave that place as soon as possible. Well, to be very honest, this place was beautifully architected. Unfortunately, I couldn't have my guidebook registered in the Dayal Singh library, so I decided to keep one set of the guidebooks with my own self, and I'll be making them available to the people around me because in near future I'm about to do another seminar on the university side of my institution. So for that, I think I should have my guidebooks with my own self so that I can make them aware of the cerebral and myocardial ischemia, and so that they can connect to the cause I'm working on in a better way. So this is how I went to various libraries and made my guidebooks available there. And I'm having one set of the guidebooks available with my own self, which I'll be taking to the seminars and making it available to the students and the people so that they can read them as well. Thank you very much.